Hello student, good morning to all of you. Welcome to online class. Student, now I am going to start a new chapter, chapter 6, air and atmosphere. You know about the air? You know, we cannot see air, but it present in all around you. Air is the mixture of many gases like oxygen, carbon dioxide, water vapor, dust particle. Clear? So air is the mixture of many gases. And student, you moving air is known as the wind. So question is, what is the importance of air? All the living beings, plant and animal, all the living beings need air. Like human beings, animal, they need oxygen. And question, how they get oxygen from the atmosphere? In the form of air. Similarly, like a plant need carbon dioxide. So question, how the plant get the carbon dioxide? By air. So all the living beings, all the plant, all the animals, everything need oxygen, air and carbon dioxide. Clear? Like the solid, liquid, gas. And what is the importance? Student, without food, we can survive more than 2 weeks. Without water, we can survive more than 1 week. But without air, without oxygen, is possible to survive? No. Within 2 minutes, we will die in the absence of oxygen. So all the air, our atmosphere mixed with the many gases. Clear? That air is present around us. How we show that? You can see, first to take one bucket and fill with the water. Means you need one bucket, water and one empty bottle. Just you take bucket, fill with the water and take one empty can and push inside the water. Clear? After a few minutes, we seen that water enter in the bottle, but some air bubbles coming outside. So question is, how the air coming from the water? It came from the bottle. So empty bottle means it's not empty. It contains air. Because when we push the bottle inside the water, then when water enters the bottle, then air comes the outside. It's so that everywhere air are present. Okay, student? So question is, air is a mixture or element? So air is a mixture. It's a mixture of many gases, already I told. So in the ancient time, the scientists confused that air is the mixture or an element. So in the 1674, one scientist, John Mayo, an English chemist, showed that air consists of two components, one of which is active and other inactive gas. So what is the active and what is the inactive gas? You know, friend, active gas means oxygen. Because you know, all the things need oxygen. Without oxygen, no anything burn. So for combustion, for burning, we need oxygen. And you know what is the nitrogen? Nitrogen is the inactive gas. Clear? So air is the mixture of many gases, but mostly the active and inactive. And this thing given by the scientist John Mayo in the 1674. After that, Antoine Lavoisier, the other scientist, a French chemist, found that in 1789 that the ratio of these components in the 1:4. Clear? So John Mayo given that means the air is a mixture of two types of gases, one active, other inactive. And Antoine Lavoisier given that is the mixture of two gases and their ratio 1:4 in the volume. So see student, is the one chart. It shows the percentage of different gases in the air. See student. First is the nitrogen. Nitrogen 78%. Clear? Second, oxygen. Oxygen 21%. Carbon dioxide 0.02, 0.03%. Inert gases 0.9%. Water vapor variable. Dust particle variable. Impurities variable. Why? So students see, the 78% nitrogen is the inactive gas. You know, student, all the animals, they're not able to take directly nitrogen from the atmosphere. We will discuss later. Clear? Oxygen, 21% is the life for all the human beings, life gases. Carbon dioxide, 0.02, 0.03%. Why? It depends on the area. Suppose that in the hilly areas, okay, percentage of carbon dioxide are less because no pollution, less factories. But if in the any metro cities, the percentage of carbon dioxide are more. Why? Because of the many vehicles, many factories. Clear? So from factories, from the chimneys, many harmful gases release. That's why in the metro cities, the percentage of the carbon dioxide are more. Clear? Similarly, inert gas. You know inert gas? Inert gas are chemically unreactive. You know the name? See, like helium, neon, argon, krypton, xenon. So question, why they name the inert gas? You know, because inert gas are inactive. Why inactive? Because their outer cell fulfilled with the electron. See, like helium. Helium, atomic number 2. You know, when you make the figure of helium, see, the outer cell contains 2 electrons. Clear? It's the inactive gas. Why? Because it contains the 2 electrons. And remember, student, in inert gases, only the helium is the one element who contain 2 electrons in their outermost cell. Other gases, see, like neon, atomic number 10. When we do the configuration, when we distribute the electron in the different cell, so in the first cell, it contains 2 electrons, second contains 8 electrons. So see, in the last topic we studied about the distribution of electrons in the different cell. You know, student, like see, you know, student, all the atom made by the 3 type of particles: electron, proton, and neutron. The nucleus, the central part of the atom, is contain 2 particles, proton and neutron. You know, say proton has the positive charge and neutron has no charge. That's why the whole nucleus is contain positive charge. Clear? And after that, in the different orbit, the number of electrons are different which move around the nucleus. Clear? So the first cell is known as the K cell, second L, then M, then N. Total 7 orbit. 7 orbit, 7 energy level. So according to the number of electrons, they distribute in the first, second, third cell. Clear? And in the first cell, you know how many electrons? Total capacity 2 electrons. Position K, 2 electrons. Clear? Then L. Second orbit is the 8 electron. M, 18 electron. And 32 electron. Clear? So first cell is the 2 electron, second 8 electron, third 18 and 32. So in the noble gases, their outer cell contain 8 electron. See, like helium, atomic number 10. Distribution is the first cell 2 electron and second 8. Clear? Similarly, see the other element like argon. See, argon, atomic number 18. 2, 8 and 8. Then outer cell contain 8 electron. So in the noble gases, their outer cell contain the 8 electron. That's why such gases are inert gases. And you know, student, in the chemical reaction, only electron participate. And maximum in cases the outermost electron. means the electron who present in the outermost cell, it participate in the chemical reaction. And you know student, in the chemical reaction, they gain electron or they lost electron or they share the electron. Clear? So when they share the electron, see, if their outer cell, suppose that, see, atomic number 6, atomic number 8, combination 2 and 6. Then outer cell contain 6 electron. So remember, if any element, if their outermost cell contain less than 4 electron, if it contain 1, 2 or 3 electron in the outermost cell, it lost. And when it lost, it contain positive charge. We'll discuss later. And if it's the 4 electron, because you know, like in the mathematics, when we making the rounding number, like from 71 to 80. Clear? 71 to 80. So what is the rounding number of 71? 70. 72 means 70. 73 means 70. 74 means 70. 75 means 80. Means if less than 5, previous number. And if 5 or more than 5, next number. Similarly, if any element, if their outer cell contain less than 4 electron, it lost. Clear? See, like sodium, atomic number 11, configuration 2, 8 and 1. So see, the outer cell contain electron, it lost it. Clear? So, but in the case of inert gases, the outer cell is already electron. That's why it not participating in any chemical reaction. Not gain, not pass. Clear now? That's why. And you know student, when we write the definition of atom, you know how to write? Atom present may or may not in the nature freely. What is the may or may not? Only the noble gas freely in the nature. Clear? So these are the many nitrogen, oxygen, carbon dioxide, inert gases. Water vapor. Water vapor means, you know, from the water bodies like lakes, ocean, sea, the water absorb the sunlight and change the water vapor. It also variable. In the desert area, the water vapor are different, and in the other areas, water vapor are different. Similarly, see the dust particle. It also variable. Why? Because the dust particle, the metro cities, industrial areas, on that particle, dust particle are more. But in the, if you see in any hilly areas, the dust particle are less. Clear? Similarly, impurities. Impurities means it contain many things. Means it contain the many harmful gases. Because you know, when petroleum product like petrol, diesel, when it burn, it release many type of gases like carbon dioxide, already you know, sulfur dioxide and sulfur trioxide, carbon monoxide, many gases are there. Clear? So it mix up in the atmosphere. It also variable. Same thing, because in the industrial areas, the number of factories are more, the number of vehicles are more. But in the hill areas or in the village areas, their number of vehicles and industry are less. Clear? So student, after that, now we are going to discuss the importance of nitrogen. Clear? So see student, nitrogen, I told already is the 78% in our atmosphere. So question is, what is the use of nitrogen? So first is the helping protein synthesis. You know student about the protein? What is the use of protein in our life? You know? Listen. You know our body made by cells. Yes or no? Cells join together from the tissue. Tissue join together make organ. Many organ they join together and form a organ system. Clear? And many organ system make a body. So cell is the unit of life. Clear? The question is, how cell is formed? Cell is made by the protein. And how protein made? It protein made by the nitrogen. So remember, nitrogen is the very important part of our life, because our cell is the unit of our body and our cell made by the protein. Clear? So question is how we get nitrogen, because we are not able to take directly nitrogen from the atmosphere. So we will discuss later how we will get the nitrogen. We get the nitrogen from the plants and many sources. Clear now? So first in the protein synthesis. Second in the controlled combustion of substance. You understand? When anything burn? In the presence of oxygen. If oxygen react, anything catch fire. And in absence of oxygen, it stop the burning. Clear? So oxygen is the required for combustion. But nitrogen, it control combustion. That's why in the fire extinguisher cylinder, it already contain the nitrogen. Because when any places you see, when anything catch fire, then what we use one red cylinder, clear? It contain the nitrogen. Because when we spray the nitrogen, then it cover a burning material, clear? And it disconnect the oxygen from the atmosphere, clear? So it control the combustion, clear? So students, there are some points about the nitrogen. So next point we discuss later. Okay, thank you.